Hi, I'm David Martin of the Mar-Kee Group. My partner, Richard Keeney, and I have a great relationship with Simon Boket, who owns Simco Training in the UK. We often share ideas, and this is a takeoff on one of his. In this segment, we're talking to service advisors about upsell opportunities. Now, some advisors might think, hold on, I'm not really a salesperson. Boy, are they wrong. They are a salesperson just as much as the vehicle salesperson out front is. In fact, I would argue probably more so because they deal with 5 to 10 times more customers each day. So, what are some of the things that they can upsell? Well, obviously you have the opportunities that the multi-point inspections uncover. You can also take customers who come in for an oil change and upsell them to things like a 30K or 60K service. You've got tires and batteries and wiper inserts, and the list goes on. You've got to upsell the customer over the telephone and in person, and be on the lookout for every opportunity. I know that sometimes you might think, hold on, this is overkill. But consider this. In some respects, your job is not too different from other marketing jobs. Take McDonald's, for instance. When you go into McDonald's and place your order, they automatically say, would you like the combo? Or would you like to supersize that? Who do they say that to? Just to the overweight people? No, everybody. Does anyone get offended? Well, of course not. No one says, how dare you, I'm going to Burger King. All they do is make the offer to every customer every time. It's the customer's decision to buy or not. You see, that's what your focus should be. Make the offer. Let customers know what needs to be done on their car every time, and then let them make the decision. So, obviously, there's lots of upsell opportunities. But today, let's discuss tires. Now, even if you aren't currently in the tire business, hang in there for the next 3 minutes and you'll be glad you did. Let's say you've told the customer that you're going to do a health check on their car and now you're phoning them back. Don't just say, Mr. Smith, we checked your tires and the front ones have 30 seconds of tread. Because then your customer says, what does that mean? What's the legal limit? When you say, well, in our state it's 30 seconds, right away the customer might think, good, I've still got some time. Instead, let's present the information in a different way. In most states, the legal limit on a tire is 2/30 seconds of an inch. New tires generally start out at 10/30 seconds, but of course some low-profile tires have less. Let's have a look at this chart and use a bit of basic math. When you have a brand new tire, it is 0% worn out. When you have only 2/30 seconds, it's 100% worn out. That makes sense, doesn't it? Each 1/30 second represents a 12.5% reduction in the useful life of a tire. So when you get to 4/30 seconds, the tire is actually 75% worn out. And at 3/30 seconds, the tire's useful life is 87.5% worn out. So why don't we change how we relay that information to the customer? You could say something like, Mr. Smith, the technician had a look at your tires and he noticed that the front two are almost 90% worn out, which means your stopping distance is just about double what it is with a new tire. Now, I've taken the liberty to get you a quote, and we can mount and balance them for only X number of dollars, which is a great price. In fact, for your convenience, we can put the tires on today while the car is already here. And the good news is that it will still be ready by 4:30 as promised. Now you're more likely to get the customer to say, yeah, let's go ahead with that. First, because you appeal to the convenience factor. And second, there is a significant psychological difference between 3/30 seconds, which doesn't mean much to the average person, and the tire being almost 90% worn out. It is always better to relate the tread to how worn out the tire is. If you don't, you're just making life easy for your competition, because here's what happens. You tell the customer that he's got 3/30 seconds left and ask what he wants to do. He says, well, nothing for now, but thanks. But now he's been informed that he needs to go to someone in the near future. A month later, he's driving past a local tire store. He remembers that he was going to need tires soon, so he drops on in because he assumes that they're cheaper there. That's not always true, but that's often the assumption. So you lose that business. But your competition doesn't just do tires, do they? No. In today's automotive service world, they do most kinds of routine maintenance and service, so you may have lost that customer's business for life. After all, most customers like the idea of a one-stop shop, And now yours is in the tire store's database and is going to receive correspondence and emails and coupons and specials, etc. Face it, customers are already too hard to retain without just handing them over to the competition. Before we wrap up this session, what do you do when the customer says no to buying the tires? Well, you need to find out what the real concern is. You could say, gosh, that's a little surprising to hear because of the potential safety issues. May I ask you a question? Is it the cost that you're concerned with or the timing to put them on? I'll say that again. Is it the cost or the timing? It's normally one or the other, and in our experience, usually the cost. And once you know what the objection is, then you're more likely to be able to overcome it. You could say, okay, I can understand. Would it make life easier if we just do your service today and put your tires on next month and spread out that cost? Or, well, that quote's on the same tire that's on the car right now, the one that the manufacturer recommends. However, if you'd like, I could give you a quote on a less expensive alternative which still addresses the safety issue. Remember, you need to find out what the objection is to have any chance of overcoming it. And by the way, if you'd like a copy of this chart and some sample scripts, just send us an email by clicking on the eautotraining@markeegroup.com link, and we'll send it to you right away. It's a great way to train advisors and to educate customers. Well, that about does it for now. I'll speak to you next time when we talk about how to handle other upsell opportunities. Until then, good luck and good selling.